Hey everyone, this is your girl, Cornisha Green, the founder and chief activator of the Black Women Rights Movement and your Black Woman CEO coach. And I'm coming to you today to talk about an important topic that was kind of spurred by something that happened with me today. And I wanted to ask you the question, are you more committed to your dreams than to your excuses? So as you all are jumping on, just type into the chat hello. And while I'm giving folks some time to jump in. Hey, Monique. I am going to go ahead and share this a little bit around Facebook so people know what's going on. How are you doing this evening? How would you answer the question I'm posing below? Are you more committed to your dreams or to your excuses? And so while we share this, good. So can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. Let's see. Yes. The sound is working, so I'm just sharing this in our Facebook group here, so folks can join in on the fun. How are you doing, Monique? And I see folks are joining in. Hey there. Just say hi. Tell me where you're from, so I'm reminded where everyone is from. And make sure we get folks in the room because this is a really important topic. We want to think about how are we fulfilling our purpose and honoring our calling and being awesome rock star Black women CEOs, right? So the question of the evening is, are you more committed to your excuses or to your dreams? And I wish I could set this up before, but you have to do these things once it goes live. Hey, everyone that's joining, just say hi so I know who's here. I see folks are coming in and we're just getting started, and I'm sharing this around town on Facebook so that we can inform people that we're doing a quick live chat here. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Oh, West Palm Beach. I worked in West Palm. Well, I worked in Fort Lauderdale, and I would go up to West Palm Beach when I was a community organizer. So I am familiar with the area. And in that way, hey, Fatima. Hey. Awesome. Good. So I've been sharing. So I just quickly share this around town. So I wanted to share something that happened with me today that spurred this question. Are you more committed to your dreams or to your excuses? So for those who might be new to the community, my name is Cornisha. I'm the founder and chief activator of the Black Women Rise Movement and your Black Woman CEO coach, where I help Black women entrepreneurs who are ready to get unstuck and implement profitable business strategies so that you can get paid to do what you love. And I coach and train you on how to do that. But, and most importantly, to me, this larger issue of doing those things in service of your purpose, right? So the women in our community and even myself, we're purpose driven, right? We know that we're meant for so much more than sometimes what you're doing in your 9 to 5. And you want to have that business to get free, right? To own your time, to build a financial legacy and really honor the calling that's put onto your life. And I provide get it done intensives, right? I hope folks, what my shirt says, make it happen. I was so happy I found this shirt. I was like, this is what I say all the time to make it happen. And so today I had a moment where I had to answer this question for myself. Am I more committed to my dreams than my excuses? So recently I joined the 21-day fitness challenge. I think the team, you're in the same challenge, right? With Adoma, I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing her name and I apologize, but I joined the fitness challenge. And for the last couple of days, because I'm doing some hypnotherapy, really, once again, digging out pieces of things that might be holding me back still, maybe feelings of unworthiness due to my childhood and some trauma, things that I experienced. And so I've been in this weird emotional place, right? And unfortunately, as other times in my life when I've been exploring memories, sometimes they came back unwillingly of PTSD and that kind of stuff, I break out in hives. Has anyone ever had psychosomatic symptoms? And you can type yes, you don't have to go into your whole story. But so I have this whole psychosomatic thing that happens. And what that means is that my psychology or mental health can show up in my body as physical symptoms. So I've had these experiences where my body would break out in hives. And this is not just me making this connection. Like, I've had doctors and allergists be like, we have no idea why this is happening to you. All your tests are coming back fine. We think it's because you're stressed or your emotional health is doing this. And I'm like, okay, thank you. So as I've been, uncovering things in hypnotherapy, I think my body's like, what's happening? So last night I took like 100 milligrams of Benadryl because it was like flaring up and I was itchy and all these other things. And I'm doing this fitness challenge. So I already missed 2 days of the fitness challenge, right? And I've lost 12 pounds already. So I'm having results. And this morning I was tired. Luckily, because I have a flexible schedule and I work from home, I was able to start my day later. And I typed into the fitness challenge. Like, she posted to say, hey, go ahead, complete day 8. And I typed into the fitness challenge. This is what I typed. I said, what do you suggest if some folks are having some health challenges? And I shared the whole hives thing that I just shared with you. How should we go forward? And after writing that comment, I realized that I was looking for someone to give me permission to not show up, to have an excuse not to do my exercise for today. Have you ever had that experience where you're looking for someone to say, you have permission to not execute. You have permission to not implement. You have permission to just not show up. And it doesn't hurt them, right? It hurts you. Has anyone ever thought that? You're just like, I don't really want to do this. Maybe I can just like put it out there and someone can tell me I don't have to do it. I can't be the only one. I see folks are on this live chat. Can you relate to that? You can just type yes into the chat if you can relate to that. If you're like, ooh, girl, I know how that is, right? Just tell me yes or no. I just want to make sure I'm not the only one. And if so, I'll live in that space and own it, right? And so when I realized that I was essentially making excuses. Okay, I see folks raising their hand. I see the raised hand emoticons. Thank you, Fatima, for letting me know I'm not alone. So when I realized that, right, that I was looking for someone to give me permission to basically sit in my excuses. I said, Queen, should get your butt up, because I wasn't feeling itchy. I wasn't feeling tired. I just slept over. Like I said, I slept longer. The medicine helped. I said, get up and go do your workout, because I was able to remember why I was doing this workout, right? There's some vanity reasons, right? One is that I want to invest in a staple wardrobe because I'm tired of giving away clothes that I love and that I invested some good money in and I can't fit them or grow out of them. And I'm like, I'm tired of this. I want to get to my healthy weight, stay stable so I can invest. So that's my vanity reason. The other reason is health. Like I said, the stress shows up in psychosomatic. I eat weird stuff. I think I have like gluten sensitivity. So like sometimes I actually I feel icky in my body, right? And I'm like, I don't want to live like that. And so I've had increased energy, like nothing over the last week. And I'm like, that's what I want. Like, I want to live from vitality. I used to be an athlete, right? I was a varsity rower and I remember, and dancer. And I remember how that felt in my body, right? So, one thing I talk about heavily in our community is confidence, being who you be. And so I feel like my body, right, and even my physical presence doesn't align with the who I be, right? Who I want to be, who I used to be, and even who I just want to be in this moment or in the future. So I'm like, it is my job to get into alignment. And those are some of the reasons why I joined this fitness challenge. It was me honoring this vision and these desires and intentions that I have for my life. So because I've done that inner work to get clarity on my intentions, my purpose, and my vision. Oh, and that's the purpose piece is, if I don't feel well, if I'm tired, I can't show up for you all, right? I can't show up for my business. I can't show up to do and provide the transformations that I provide for women who are entrepreneurs or seeking entrepreneurship, because that's actually been the number one challenge in my business is energy management. I've had breakdowns on this path. I've had to take 30-day hiatuses. I don't know what the plural form of hiatus is, but I had to take time off. Right. Or it takes me longer to recover from colds, which means I had to postpone webinars last month. And I'm like, I don't want to have this impacting what I feel is a calling on my life. Right. So what do you got to do? Either you committed to the excuses and you're like, this is my life, this is how I'm going to live, and I'm going to adjust. I don't want that to be my existence. or you make a decision to do something about it, right? And that was a fitness challenge. Fatima said, I did that today with the challenge and the list she gave on the don'ts on the list. When you say I did that, was it you didn't show up or you did show up? Tell me more so I can kind of know where you're coming from. Right. So, so after I actually meant to do this video early in the day, but I had some strategy sessions and coaching calls. I just did an interview for our upcoming Black Women CEO podcast that's going to air. And I was like, I have to do this video today on this. So that's my question to you. Are you more committed to your dreams or to your excuses? And how do you know? You will know by the results that you are getting. I love the interview I just did, and I won't say who it's with so that you're surprised, but when I asked her about her number one success strategy, she mentioned something that she said Tony Robbins says all the time, and he says success leaves cues, right? Or it leaves results, right? So look at the results that are showing up in your life, right? Are they more the same, right? Is it more self-sabotage? More are you making excuses? Is it, like in my case, am I still dealing with health issues or whatever it is? Or are the results are things that are actually showing that you are living on this path of your purpose and your dream, right? For business, are you getting clients? Are you building your community, right? Are you generating revenue? If you have another purpose, are you getting those applications in for the graduate program you want to be a part of, right? Are your kids behaving better because that's been a vision of yours? Whatever your dreams are, what are the results showing you? They will show you what path that you're on, right? So I did my workout today. My weight, I've lost 12 pounds since I signed up for the challenge. And then actively in the challenge, I lost 5 pounds as of today. So, I see the results, right? They're there. That success is leaving cues. So I had to make clues. So I had to make an important decision today. Do I want more of those results, or do I want to go back to where I'm feeling sick and I have no energy to show up? So Fatima was saying, I was trying not to show up. I wasn't feeling tired, looking for a pass. Yes, I love that. We're looking for a pass, right? Like, can I have permission not to show up for myself today? And she said, plus she said no wine, right? So one of the requirements of our challenge is no wine and cheese and some other stuff. And then she said, I did it in the end. Yay! You were more committed to your dream and honoring yourself. And she said, exactly, right? So how are you maybe self-sabotaging, right? Are you looking for someone? Have you been asking other people to give you permission to not show up in your life, right? And one thing I realized, and this helped me to get up this morning, like I said, I have some hives, and then I was going to work out, and I was like, my hives has no impact on me doing the exercise, right? I might be itchy while I'm doing it, and at the time I wasn't, but the two things are totally different things. Like, one doesn't impact me being able to do another, right? So I said no excuses at all, right? And I'm a Delta, so I know, like, that's part of the things that we learn on when you're pledging, right? No excuses, right? Because it is monuments of nothingness, right? So you have to make a decision along this path. Are you more committed to basically the same, having your life be the same, or are you more committed to this dream, this vision, this calling that you have on your life and making it happen, right? And the question is, well, how do I know, or how do I do that? You have to get clear on what that vision is. Because when you have a compelling vision, when you do the work to get that clarity, you will get pushed by that vision, right? Purpose requires you to get clarity on that vision. Even as a CEO, one of your tasks is to drive the vision. So you have to have clarity on what is it that you want to show up in your life, so that if you are having those moments, we are going to have those moments where we may want to self-sabotage, like I did today, right? But I was able to hold on to the vision, my why, right? The who I want to be in the future and tomorrow, to propel me into action, right? So vision propels. So my question for you is, do you know your vision, right? Do you know your why that's motivating the vision? Do you know who you even need to be, right? So that you execute and show up to manifest and create that vision. So I want to check in. Let me know. Say yes or no. Do you know your vision? Do you know who you need to be, right? To even execute and make that vision a reality? right? Do you know why this vision is even important to you, right? Because that's going to motivate you to show up. So let me know. I see folks are here on the live stream. Let me know. And I'll wait a second. So I see folks are going in and out. So if you're listening to this later, type below because I want to check in with you. So one of the things I say I help women get is clarity, confidence, and courage. Clarity, confidence, and courage. Clarity is like a twofold thing, right? Because it's the precursor to action, but you also can get clarity through action, right? So that's an important thing. Once again, that vision, articulating it, knowing your why, knowing your who, you have to have this sense of clarity. And that helps you to have confidence. So confidence is really a knowing, right? It's a secure knowing. And when you have self-confidence, you are securely have a knowing in who you be, right? And who you are beyond the what you do, right? Beyond the roles that you take. So one thing I talk about is the who you be, right? That's where the confidence comes in. And because no matter what results you're getting, right? Because sometimes, every single marketing plan doesn't go to fruition, or maybe, we might have failures in life, and that's part of life, right? Everything's not going to always be a success. It may move us closer to something, but knowing the confidence that like, there's nothing wrong with me, I'm enough, right? I have you have a good sense of worth. You know that what you offer is valuable, right? All this is the confidence, right? Or this is the work that you meant to do. That's going to help you keep showing up. Right? And then confidence also gives us the courage to then try new things, to show up and show out, right? To get on this video chat and do it, right? That's where the courage comes in, because particularly with women in general, and this is something that as we pare down to Black women, we have a challenge in actually showing up and being visible. For those of us, if you're not seeing results in your business, it could be because you're not showing up for your client consistently and daily and making offers, right? Sharing, inviting, inspiring. Those are the things that get in so many women that I talk to their way in their business. So once again, if we go back to this original question, are you more committed to your dreams or to your excuses, right? We said success leaves clues. What is showing up in your life? That will help you actually honestly answer this question of what am I more committed to? And I see some comments. Someone says, I have a vision and I know my why. Awesome. So the next one is, do you know who you need to be, right? And the who is, who do you need to be to bridge the gap from where you are to where you want to be, right? So for me with the fitness challenge, I know I have to be someone who's committed, right? And who honors themselves. So no matter how I'm feeling, unless my doctor says do not exercise, I need to show up for my exercise. Right? If I need to sleep an extra hour, fine, but I need to show up to do my exercise, right? So I need to be someone in this stage to get to this fitness level that I want, who's committed, and all those other things. So in thinking about that, who do you need to be right now to bridge this gap between where you are and where you want to be? What values, behaviors, and actions do you need to take on? Right? Let me know. So think about one vision that you have in an area of your life, right? So just think of one area of your life, and some of the areas are like finances, health, career/business, family, your relationships, which could be your romantic life or your relationships with others, your actual physical environment. So, and I know there's so many more, but of those areas that I named, think about one vision you have in one of those areas. Right? And you can write it in the chat. And now that you have that vision in mind for where you would like to be, who do you need to be? What actions or values do you need to have to bridge that gap between where you are and where you need to be? So let me know in the chat. And I see folks are going in and out, so I might get all these comments coming later. But that's one exercise that you can do to start to understand, like, wow, who do I actually have to be to accomplish this, right? To take it on, to really get into the how now, right? Because many people are like, oh, do your vision board, which is great, right? It's great to have a visual there of what you want. So this is my vision board, which I need to just tape to the wall. Right? This was a vision board I created a year ago. I was at a vision board party. Oh my God, it was like 2 years ago because it was right after grad school, right? And so one thing I had my vision board was She Reigns. So I thought about Oprah and Lisa Nichols, right? She was the first personal development company to go public, right? So I thought about what does it mean to be a Black woman CEO. I have Takara here because I liked her outfit, and I was like, oh, she lost, as we know, she lost a lot of weight. I liked her silhouette. I had Jennifer Hudson here because she too, like my fitness goals, right? I want to be curvy and strong and sleek, right? I got curves, and I want to keep my curves, right? So that was my vision board. And then I had this as like a relationship goal, like to be power players, right? To have me and my hubby be like actual power couple. And then the last one was wealth, right? Like having travel and the ability to travel where I want and having the means to do that. So I like the wealth and the travel piece. And this as almost like a model for the Black Women Rise movement is we take control, right? So I keep this here to remind me over my desk of my vision, but vision without an action plan is just a vision, right? So every day or, multiple seasons in the last couple of years, I had to take action, but I had this vision in front of me. So vision boards are great, right? It's a great way to have a visual of what you want to be. But if you don't have an action plan, right, to really get there, it'll just be a dream. And really, it's a pipe dream. It's a pipe dream. And I know some people might be funny with that language, but it's kind of crude, but it's a pipe dream, right? So vision requires a plan to get there. And someone said, true. Thank you, right? Thank you. So I hope you all got some clarity. I hope this question is making you think, right? What have you been more committed to? The dream or the excuses? The dream or your excuses? Or you can say your current life, right? Where we're maybe self-sabotaging, where we're not showing up fully as who we are, where we're settling for things, or just thinking like maybe that dream or vision is impossible, right? We're staying in our stuff versus saying, how do I actually get to where I want? How do I show up? What are the actions I need to take to get to where I want, right? So that you can have that clarity and the confidence and courage that you need to be the woman who you want to be, right? To bridge that gap. Because this is something I say often. Who you are right now may not be who you need to be to get to where you want to go. So who you are right now may not be who you need to be to get to where you want to go, right? And so if you're thinking about the how, like, okay, Quanisha, I get it, right? I get it. So one thing I want to tell you that I had a whole different business plan going on for what I was going to share with folks with our community over the next month. But having that experience today, I realized I needed to do some more work to get further clarity on my vision and who I need to be in this moment to continue to show up, not just for my fitness goals, but other goals. Like I said, I'm doing hypnotherapy. So that was one thing that I did to help resolve some things so I show up better for our community and our business and just feel more worthy, because we've been talking about worthiness. The fitness challenge, right, as a way to, once again, in service of my business, have the energy to show up, as well as some other things. And one thing I did earlier this year, I think it was like in the beginning of the year, is that I did a 7-day revival, right? And it was a restorative journey where I took a group of women through a process so that they can know themselves, because that really is the basis, that confidence, right? Knowing who you be, which will help you to get pushed by your purpose to show up and do the work so that you can achieve what you want, right? So I did a 7-day revival, and I said, I'm going to do this revival again, and I want to make it longer. So, we've been talking about worthiness. Saturday we did that. Sheena and I did that big Black woman CEO talk where you all had questions about, like, how do I give up perfectionism? How do I be good enough, right? How do I make sure I am worthy? There were so many questions that came. And then today, this experience, and I was like, you know what? There's probably some of you in the community who are committed to your excuses more than your dreams. And I said, I want to make sure that you all have a resource to do that. So I'm actually, on Monday, we're going to launch the 21-day revival for Black women, right? So Black Women Rise, a 21-day revival, where for 21 days, I'm taking you through a process that will help you to do the following, right? So one is to help you get unstuck and to walk in your purpose. So this is still in service of your leadership and your business, right? But the challenge is going to walk you through the obvious and not so obvious ways and best practices to becoming basically a purpose-driven woman, right? So that you can get unstuck and honor your calling. And to date, I have coached and supported over 1,000 women through the practices I'm going to share in this 21-day revival, right? So this is not just something new. Like, I've done this in different capacities over the last 2 years, but even practicing some of these things before then, right? As a leadership trainer and coach and co-executive director. And so really want to help you join this tribe of women dedicated to connecting with the deepest parts of themselves in order for you to manifest your destiny. So over the 21 days, we're going to help you. I'm going to help you, and you're going to participate in a clear step-by-step process to craft a motivating vision for your life and business. Because like I said, you need that so that you get propelled by your purpose, right? That's really important for that. Then you're going to define the who and why necessary for goal setting, right? You have to know who you are and why you want to do these things so that you show up in that way. The link didn't go through, someone said, so let me make sure. So that's the link to the revival there. And you also need, so this is all that I'm sharing all what we're doing in the revival. You have to clarify what you desire to be, do, and have, right? You got to get that clarity, what we just talked about. In the challenge also, we're going to create an inspiring action plan so you get propelled by your purpose in 2017. Some of you have set these resolutions in January. Where are you with them, right? We are now in March, and you might be like, I didn't really do any of that stuff, right? So now we can kind of go back to that and make sure you have an action plan to actually manifest, right? To make it happen and bring these things to your life so that you can get propelled by your purpose in 2017 and all the other things you want to do. Also, I'm going to help you identify your expertise and how to claim it, right? Because that's going to help you show up in your job and in your business, help you discover your core values, right? So you're really clear on who you are, the things you value in your life so that you can continue to make sure these things show up for you. Get recharged through guided meditation, because sometimes we can be so in our head. If you're anything like me, like the last couple of days, like I said, I had a lot of emotional stuff. You can feel off-centered. So I'm going to guide you through some meditative practices so that you can get centered. And I will also open up different spaces of clarity for you. So it's different approaches than just reading. So we're using different modalities. And the last thing, there's many more, but I'm going to help you establish goals to align your business and your life with your desires, right? So sometimes we set these visions and they might be somebody else's visions, right? There might be somebody else's should of how you're supposed to be in the world, right? And so really making sure that what you have in mind for your business and your life is in alignment, right, with who you are. So that's the 21-day revival. And the 21-day revival is not a free challenge, and this is why. Often when I've done free challenges, of course, like a lot of women join, right? And if you want to think about the business aspect, you can say, oh, there's a list building thing. Many people do these challenges for list building as well as to service, right? To be of service. But what I found is that when you actually invest in yourself, you show up better. Right? Can anyone see that? If you're anything like me, one of the reasons why I invest in myself through coaching programs and those kind of things is that I know when I pay for something, I like to get the most out of my dollars. I show up and do the work versus sometimes I sign up for free stuff and the emails just keep coming and I don't sign up. So I wanted to make this an easy no-brainer for everyone. So the 21-day challenge is just $1 a day. Right? It's $21 for 21 days. And I haven't sent out the official email for this or anything. So I'm showing it to you first, right? So if you know you need to do this work so that you are showing up and being more committed to your dreams and your excuses, then join the 21-day challenge, right? We're going to take you through a step-by-step process to getting this done, right? To having an action plan, to being clear on your vision so that you show up and manifest what you need to achieve your dreams, right? You need the action plan. The vision is not enough. Like I said, I have the vision board. You all have the vision board. You may even know what you want, but who do you need to be to get it? Why is this even important to you, right? Do you have a clear vision, even then, and a mission statement for your life and your business? Do you know what your expertise is and how to claim it, right? When we think about driving the vision as CEOs of our budding businesses, right? Do you actually know how to recharge yourself, right? Have you had someone support you in doing that? So these are all the things we're going to do over the 21 days so that you feel more worthy, you feel confident, right? And so that you feel courageous so that you can show up and show out. And I want to support you with that. I don't want to leave you empty handed. So there is a private Facebook group. So you'll get an email sent to you every day. So you can go to the link I just shared below. It'll have all the details. You get a transformational email every day with your power practice tip, right, for what we're working on that day. And there's a private Facebook group. And in the group, there will be virtual coaching. So as you post and you have questions, I'm there to answer your questions. And we'll also do some live Q&As just in the group because I really want to support you with this. So go ahead to the link I just shared. It'll take you to the sales page and you can register for the 21-day revival, the Black Woman Rise 21-day revival, and share it with your friends, right? Like, this is being done around Black women, our particular challenges and needs when it comes to having these spaces where we're tending to ourselves, doing the self-introspective work that the research shows that we often don't do. That was so vital, right? Like, actually, our wellness is a political act, right? Bell Hooks talks about that. Audre Lorde talks about that. That tending to our wellness is a political act because over at least our United States history, they didn't care if we were well. Right? They weren't caring about our self-actualization, right? We were the muse of society. And in many ways, many of us are still, unfortunately, playing in that role consciously or unconsciously in our careers, in our lives, in our businesses, right? Because we're known for serving, we're rewarded for serving. So I actually want you to have the time where you can do this introspective work, get pushed by your purpose to recharge yourself and empower yourself so that you can actually show up and be more committed to the dreams that you have. And you have a plan for how to get there. And you're doing this in community. The research also shows that community is a supportive factor for Black women. So you can be with other like-minded women who are purpose-driven, who want to honor their calling, right? And activate their purpose. And not just having a purpose to have it, but actually activating it, right? Making it happen around their purpose. So I put the link there in the chat. I would love it if you can join me for the 21-day revival, right? I'm going through the exercises myself to make sure that, I'm having this daily walk and practice, doing the work that I teach all the time and making sure I'm walking my talk and making sure these things are very present so I continue to show up for myself and so I can have the energy to show up for all of you. So just wanted to make that announcement. So go ahead, sign up. And actually what I'm going to do for the first 10 women who sign up, I'm going to give you an actual coaching call, right? I'll give you a revival coaching call. So the first 10 women who show up, it'll be a 30-minute coaching call. No pitching, right? Unless we feel like there's a match and we want to talk about services, but it'll just be a coaching call, right? To help you figure out what might be holding you back. What do you need to get unstuck and what is going to be your best next step? So the first 10 women who sign up for the revival will get that bonus, right? My coaching call is a half an hour of my time is worth about $300. So you will be getting that by paying $21, right? And the challenge starts on Monday, March 20th. So we're starting next Monday. So go ahead, go sign up, join the revival. And like I said, be the first 10. I'm just announcing this, right? So if you're watching this, go over to the link, sign up for the revival so that you can get in and get your free coaching call, right? So any questions? I see a couple of folks on. Any questions about the 21-day revival or just this idea of figuring out, have you been more committed to your excuses than to your dream? Right, so it's a 21-day revival. And I see folks are going in and out. Just looking at the comments to see if I missed anything. And I'll put the link again, $21. So it's $1 a day. Just say, I really made it, it's practically almost free, you can say. Like, I really made it accessible. I'm sharing some of the practices that I share in my higher level coaching programs. So that's the special promo we're having. $21 for 21 days. Okay, so I'm putting it here in the chat again. All right, well, I don't see any questions, so I will be back tomorrow. I'm probably doing some live videos all week on this topic of reviving, right? How to make sure that we actually are walking in alignment to achieving our vision, right? And some of that is feeling worthy, having that clarity on who we are, why we want what we want, right? Who do we need to be, do, and have to achieve our vision? All these different pieces. And then, like I said, in the challenge, I'm going to help you create a step-by-step action plan to getting there, and even identifying your expertise. All these areas that are, helping you align your life and business so that you can manifest, right? The dreams that you have, the vision that you set out, right? Even get these resolutions completed, right? We're in March. So it's like a spring revival, a spiritual revival, all those things like that. So definitely join me. It's a 21-day revival. Like I said, it's just 21 days for $21. And you'll have access to the private Facebook group where you get a prompt each day, and you'll get a prompt each day in the group, and you'll get a prompt delivered directly to your email, so you can do it at your own pace. And I will be there in the group to support you with coaching, and we'll also do some live Q&A Facebook lives so that you can get support that way too, and have me answer any questions that come along the way. So I encourage you to join us in this 21-day revival. And this is for you, right? It's to help you so that you're more committed to your dreams. Give up the excuses, right? Stop self-sabotaging. And so I'm giving you the permission to get it done and make it happen so that you can get on path to being the purpose-driven woman that God has created you to be, and that you're meant to be, and you can do what you feel you're meant to do. So this is Quanisha Green signing off, your Black Woman CEO coach and the founder of the Black Woman Rise movement. And you can still post questions below after the live video. I'm happy to come answer any questions, but the links are also here so that you can go sign up for the 21-day revival. Talk soon. Bye.